on K5. This is your source for breaking news in the morning. Hawaii News Now, Sunrise.
Back to that breaking news story. We have some new information on the crash that happened in Ewa Beach. Billy is live on the scene with the latest. Billy.
Thank you very much. We're about a quarter mile down south of Laulau. This is on Fort Weaver Road. At about 6:22 this morning, there was a possibly fatal accident. We'll explain that coming up here in a couple of moments. Let's give you a look at the scene. According to EMS officials, a 79-year-old female was driving in the car, the Toyota that you see up against that pole, that light pole there. And then the 34-year-old male was driving the SUV behind it. The smaller vehicle was stalled in the left-hand lane. The SUV did not, it seemed, brake and hit the smaller vehicle and pushed it into the pole. There was, according to EMS officials, the 79-year-old female driver who was treated and taken to an area hospital here. And she was in the car when that impact happened. And so they have been doing investigations. They are waiting for the tow wagon. The investigation is done. Once that is done, they will clear that and open up the scene here. The reason why we said possibly fatal accident is because a little bit earlier, a man driving into a car came up next to our position, got out of his car, and proceeded to tell us that it was his mom that was inside of that smaller Toyota vehicle and that he had just come from the hospital and that she had passed away in this accident. For him, Memorial Day will have a little bit of a different meaning.
My concern was, how come nobody even slow down? Maybe to even just help her. And then, instead of, they're flying them in here. She told me she went pull over on the side someplace. And I come up over here and I seen her car in there. I want people over here to slow down. That has always been my problem. People flying their car. Like everywhere else in Ewa, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody cared to slow down.
A caution to use some caution while you're driving. For him, Memorial Day will have a different meaning. From Ewa Beach, I'm Billy V. Hawaii News Now. Let's send it to the rest of traffic and Lacey Denise.
And Billy V, we are looking at about a 45-minute ride from Ewa Beach to downtown Honolulu. It is backed up on Fort Weaver Road to about Ava Drive as that investigation continues, with two left lanes blocked off on Fort Weaver northbound prior to Laulau. As soon as those lanes reopen, we'll be sure to let you know right here on Sunrise. Overall, your drive heading in from the west, east, and even windward parts of Oahu, not bad at all. Just a reminder though, because of today's holiday, no zipper lane and the townbound contraflow here along Pali Highway is closed off. That's scheduled to reopen tomorrow morning. Let's send things over to Guy.
Thanks a lot, Lacey. Tonight is the lantern floating ceremony at the Ala Moana area of Mirror Magic Island. It's going to feel slightly warmer and humid because of the light winds that are taking over today. There's an advisory level south swell. It's going to be on until 6 p.m. That advisory is on, but the swells will keep on rolling in. Plus, with the tide low, the lanterns might have a hard time getting out to sea. Just watch for that. Also, watch out. Box jellyfish are likely to be in the water in Ala Moana. Otherwise, the weather should be pretty nice. Granted, there are likely to be some clouds over the mountain that could drop a few showers. Showers are expected to be very brief in nature and light. We're not expecting a washout by any stretch. The main thing is drink a lot of water, put some sunblock in, and you'll have a lot of company out there, no doubt. They're expecting thousands of people to be out there. Winds are already soft and scrambled, and that's why already it's very warm. Humidity is rising, and it's going to be a very sticky day. And that's likely to continue for the next couple of days. Grace?
All right, thanks a lot, Guy. There's some new details in the case of a man suspected of attacking a police officer. This happened yesterday afternoon in the First Hawaiian Bank parking lot off Kapiolani Boulevard. Police say that an officer responded because someone was harassing people in the area. That's when 36-year-old Troy Guyton apparently lashed out at the officer. Guyton was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, theft, and contempt. We're told the officer was hospitalized but has since been released and is expected to recover. Police say Guyton has no local address, which is an indication sometimes that someone may be homeless. United Airlines says the pilots had to turn off one engine when it caught on fire This was on a flight from Honolulu to the Marshall Islands. It happened Sunday morning with 141 passengers on board. We're told the plane traveled for about an hour with one engine before landing back in Honolulu. Planes are designed to be able to fly in a single engine in an emergency. The FAA says it is investigating this incident along with the National Transportation Safety Board. No one was hurt. United says that customers are being rebooked as quickly as possible and that hotel and food vouchers are being given out. There's a new auto merger plan that was announced today. Howard's here with your 1-minute economy.
Good morning. Fiat, which already owns Chrysler, is now offering to merge with Renault. Talks have been going on for weeks. Renault today said it will study the proposal with interest. At a time when automakers are spending big on electric and self-driving vehicles, pooling R&R resources is attractive. A 50-50 deal is proposed. The founder of India's bankrupt Jet Airways was detained over the weekend when he tried to board a flight for Dubai. He and his wife were headed for London. Prosecutors suspect someone in the company siphoned funds from the broke carrier, which once was India's biggest airline. Jerusalem-based Teva Pharmaceuticals will pay $85 million to settle opioid charges filed by one state, Oklahoma. Teva is the world's biggest generic drug maker. Another defendant, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, a Johnson & Johnson subsidiary, is still planning to go to trial on Tuesday. A look at your national biz.
All right, thanks, Howard. In Oklahoma, a weekend tornado devastated the town of El Reno. Omar Villafranca reports.
From the air, you can see the path of destruction of the tornado as it cut through a local motel and shredded mobile homes at this trailer park.
I felt like I was falling or trying to fall off the bed or bouncing.
Sedona Jeans was inside a trailer with her nephew when the tornado blew her home off its foundation and sent her neighbor's home tumbling.
I looked out straight out the window, which was busted, and saw my neighbor's trailer rolling over.
That home was packed with at least a dozen people, including children, but everyone inside survived. 2 people from the trailer park died. Rescue crews searched the debris field Sunday for possible victims buried in the rubble. Amazingly, no one died at the nearby American Budget Value Inn, even though a large section of the 2-story motel was demolished. At least 29 people were injured, some seriously.
It's an all-hands-on-deck situation.
El Reno Mayor Matt White says the city will recover from Mother Nature's 1-2 punch. Just a week ago, floodwaters damaged parts of the town. Now, a tornado.
It's a very trying time for us, excuse me, and we're going to get through it.
On Sunday, more than 100 miles away from El Reno, outside of Tulsa, the town of Sapulpa was hit by a twister that tore up homes, businesses, and power lines.
It's pretty emotional because a lot of things could have happened that didn't. So I'm just thankful to the Lord this morning for being here.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt is expected to survey the damage in El Reno today, but people aren't waiting for any help here. They've already started cleaning up. In fact, the VFW hall just down the road is acting as a shelter. Keep in mind, most of the state is already under a disaster declaration, and there are more storms, severe storms, in the forecast for later on this week. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, El Reno, Oklahoma.
And it heads up to drivers through town tonight starting at 6 o'clock. The left lane will be closed in both directions along Nimitz Highway between Libby Street and Alacava until 2 o'clock tomorrow morning.